The fact that I'm even starting this right now and recording this is, it's ridiculous. I wasn't sure I was going to. I kept giving myself reasons why not to. Oh, go home, do it at home. Do it in a soundproof booth. I haven't got a fucking soundproof booth. Of course I haven't. Who has? Well, obviously some people have, but I haven't. And I don't know, I've just been putting shit off. Really in a bad fucking sphere of procrastination at the moment. Weird time of the year for me, like emotionally and mentally, just not in a great place. Been putting off doing other stuff, but I guess one of the reasons why I'm recording this now is because I'm putting off doing other things. So the benefit of putting off, what I'm putting off is filming content. And at least if I'm doing this, I'm doing something. I'm still writing, which is good. I guess I should do more updates. I know what I should do. I should do more of this. I should keep doing this, whether it's audio, writing, or video. But I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm doing what I can do to survive when it comes to creating content. Because I'm fucked. My mind is fucked. So much imposter syndrome. So much. Why would anyone listen to you? Why would anyone watch you? You're talking shite. No one's interested in you, mate. And then I'm listening to stuff and reading stuff about that and where that comes from. And what is that? What is that fucking weird people-pleasing bit that I don't want to come across like a dickhead? And a lot of what I'm reading and listening to or watching talks about it comes from your childhood, where you didn't feel seen or nothing was good enough. So as a child you did that, and then it carries on into adulthood. And now I'm a 44-year-old man worrying what people fucking think. Like I should give a shit. And I know I shouldn't. Like deep down I know that I shouldn't. But knowing something and doing something are two very different things, aren't they? Like even now I'm walking on the outside of a shopping centre and there's a lot of people just walking past and I probably look fucking mental. That's not as scary as filming. Filming myself, people will be looking at me going, who's this dickhead? Who the fuck does he think he is? Some sort of fucking internet guru? I don't know. Most people, probably 99% of the people, or maybe even more than that, 99.9% of the people that I walk past couldn't give two shits what I'm doing. They're literally not looking, or they're not caring. But in my brain, I worry that they are. And I shouldn't worry. But anyway, yeah, so this is a podcast. Is it a podcast, or is it just me recording some audio and then putting it somewhere? Putting it on the podcast on Spotify, but also putting it on Substack. If you're listening to this on Substack, hello. How are you? I'm Lyndon. Really Lyndon. Yeah, you could call it a podcast because I guess it is. But is it, if I'm not consistently doing it, it's just the odd audio. Every now and again, you'll put up a fucking audio. And maybe one person will listen. Or 3 people will listen. And I don't know. Maybe over time, over 100 listens, one person or 2 people will like, oh, I quite like that. I quite enjoyed that. Oh, I'll wait for him to do another one. And then I don't do one for 2 weeks or 6 weeks or 6 months or a year. And it's the same with everything that I try and do. And 2025 for me, that's my aim. Or that's my wish and my hope at the moment, because it doesn't feel like I can say aim, because I don't feel like I've got a lot of control over it. But that's my wish and my hope, is that I can find a way to beat this procrastination, this fear, this anxiety, this whatever this is. Don't really know what it is. That's one of the hard things about beating it, is not knowing what it is. But also, a lot of the advice that I get, that I look for, a lot of the books that I read about it, a lot of the podcasts and videos and stuff that talk about this stuff, need you to do something. And it could be procrastination, it could be lack of self-control, it could be a lack of self-discipline. They want you to do something to help that situation. And that just doesn't work. Like excuse me, hiccup burps, herps. Ugh, not herps. But anyway, that's a problem, right? Because if I'm trying to combat this stuff, and to do that, I need to do something. I might be able to do that for a day, or maybe two, and then I'll stop doing that. It would be like the advice for someone on fire, and that someone's on fire and they come running up to you and they're like, I'm on fire, help me, what do I do? And you just look back at them and go, stop being on fire. Oh, okay, I'll do that, shall I? Do you know what I mean? How do you stop procrastinating? By doing stuff on a regular basis to help you stop procrastinating. Well, that doesn't fucking work. It just doesn't work. Because the thing that I should be doing to help stopping procrastination, I procrastinate about. Does that make sense? In my brain, it sort of makes sense. I can't stop myself doing the thing that I have to do to stop myself doing the thing I'm doing. It's almost like I've got no control. And I don't want to say that because, one, it makes me feel like a victim, and I'm not a victim. And two, it makes me sound like a huge fucking pussy, like I'm just whining about first world problems. But for me, it's really fucking stressful and aggravating, because my life would be so much, I can't use words, my life would be very different if I could do what I want to do, if I could see through a project, if I didn't have anxiety, and if I didn't look for a million reasons not to do the thing that I need to do. It's very frustrating. This time of year is not a good time of year for me, emotionally. I struggle around Christmas. Got a lot of childhood trauma around here. So when Christmas comes around, I feel very dark and blue. Blue's probably at over or at under, I can't fucking use words. It's not explaining it with the gravity that it deserves. It's a very dark place that I find myself. And I know that some of it is to do with the lack of sunlight. Some of it is to do with childhood trauma and that sort of stuff. But that coupled with, and also lack of sleep, lack of physical exercise, because of other stuff that's been going on in my life that I'm not able to do exercise. With all of those together, yeah, it just puts me in a really dark place. And then when you're in a really dark place, I don't feel motivated. I feel even less motivated than I normally do. And it's not, do you know what? I don't even think it's motivation. Because at times I'm really geared up and motivated, and I want to do the things that I want to do. I want to be able to create content. I want to be able to do a podcast episode. I want to be able to write. I want to be able to post TikToks and be a voice in the community, in the contents of the subjects that I'm interested in. Do you know what I mean? I want to be a part of that community. But as much as I want to, I don't. And then I read other stuff and I listen to other stuff and say, your why is not big enough. Why are you doing it? If you're not doing it, it's not big enough. Well, it is big enough. That's nonsense. But then there's another part of me that says, well, maybe it's because there's no consequence for me not doing it. It's like I go to work and I don't miss work. I make sure I go to work and make sure my bills are paid. Because the consequence of not doing that, dire. Do you know what I mean? The consequence of not doing that stuff means you lose your job, you get evicted. And I can't allow that to happen. So for those things, I get them done. But the consequence of not doing content or not following my goals or my dreams is, in the short term, there's no consequence. Do you know what I mean? It's not apparent straight away. It takes months. Sometimes it takes years for that to materialise, and you realise, oh, fucking hell. I don't know. It could take as long as life. I could get to my deathbed and I'll be laying on my deathbed going, I didn't do what I said I'd do. I didn't achieve anything. I didn't realise my goals and my dreams. But in the short term, it's nothing. It's just, eat a bar of chocolate, have a wank, go and play some Xbox. Do you know what I mean? Or flirt with this person, watch that, listen to this, scratch your hole, have another wank. And what's the big deal? Start tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes, does it? At least for some of us. So 2025 for me really has to be about that. I have to get this under control. I have to not even figure out what it is, but just put things in place that I can actually start doing the things that I want to do, and stop feeling the amount of anxiety that I feel that stopped me doing it, and stopping the procrastination. Because if I don't do that, I am going to wake up one day and I'll be in my 70s or 80s and I won't have the energy to do the things I wanted to do. I won't have the luxury and the time and the space and, I don't know, the mental capacity or the physical ability to do the things that I wanted to do. At the moment, I still have that luxury. This probably means nothing to anyone but my own brain, and that's okay, I think. I think that's where I'm at the moment. My comfort level or my ability is just sharing how I feel. And although there's a part of me, the people-pleasing part, thinks, why would anyone listen? Oh my God, people must think I'm a vacuous cunt. I'm a narcissist. I'm just talking about myself. But I feel like I need to get it out. And I don't overly feel comfortable talking to my partner about it. I don't want to fucking bog her down. And it doesn't feel very manly. I know this is a toxic thing to say, but you don't need to be listening to this shit. Me bawling and crying and feeling shit and feeling sorry for myself. At this point now, my brain's like, well, just shut it off now. You've spoken for a little while, just stop. But I don't know. I've got a million things to say, but I'm just fucked. I'm just fucked. And I know I'll be okay. I'm not in any danger or anything like that. I'm not going to hurt myself or anything crazy like that. I just I'm in a dark place. And I've been in these dark places before. And I know when it's time to see a doctor and when it's not. And I don't feel like it's time to see a doctor or take any meds or anything like that. It's January. It's early January. And for whatever reason, people set New Year's resolutions, don't they? So I think the start of the new year or the end of the old year, it makes you look at, for some of us anyway, it makes you look at your life and it makes you look at your year and ask yourself, what did I achieve and what do I want to achieve? And because of that and because of where my mental health is, I'm really out of breath. It's making me question things and it's making me be introspective, which isn't always a bad thing, but currently it just doesn't feel that nice. It doesn't feel that positive. And I guess that's okay too. This is a process. But yeah, I don't know. There's a million things that I want to do. And in the short term, there are definitely, I just wrote about this. I tend to write in Starbucks. I sit, have a coffee, write on my phone or write on my tablet, just my thoughts at the moment. And that is the least that I can do. And then publish maybe 3 times a week. And even doing that on Substack, it's like it gives you the option to have paid subscribers. And so I've chosen to use that option. But then my mind is going, why the fuck is anyone going to want to pay for this shit? You're not even offering value. You're just fucking writing nonsense. These are just fucking words that are in your brain box. And to be honest, there is an element of that. And rightfully so. Why would anyone pay? But there's no point in waiting until I'm really good at it or I'm really like achieving something or I'm being consistent to do that. Otherwise that's never going to come. I need to stop thinking about that. I need to stop worrying what people fucking think. I don't know, maybe you're listening to this and you feel the same way too. If you do, reach out. You can either reach out on Substack if that's where you're listening to, or if you're listening on Spotify or some other podcast platform, I don't know, maybe reach out via my Instagram, Really Linden. All one word, Really Linden. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like this. I wanted to talk about men my age and the fact that I can't seem to find them, but I think I found some of them. So maybe next time I do one of these, I'll talk about that. Me walking and talking, I don't know, the sound quality is probably not that great, but again, I have to do this where I am. And I don't mean physically, I mean mentally. I have to do this where I can do this. What space I can find, what time I can find, without worrying sound quality and audio and camera and lighting and it don't look professional. It's like if I only focus on that, I'll never do anything because I haven't got a good setup, and that's fine. But I think sometimes I get paralysed by the idea that it's not good enough. Like I filmed something yesterday walking down the street, and I just saw my stupid fat face on camera. My fucking yellow teeth and shitty fucking massive fat potato face. I was like, I can't put that out. And it's like, well, when are you going to be able to? But audio's different. Do you know what I mean? I could be standing here with my cock out and a fucking onion up my ass. No one would know, apart from the people around me, they'd know. I'd probably get arrested relatively quickly. I'm not doing that. But I don't have to worry how I look when it's an audio podcast. And so this is where I'm at. And yeah, sound quality might be bad. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. And if you do like it, you like it. But this is me. This is naked, Really Linden. This is just me. And I have to get comfortable about being naked like that, which is weird because I am comfortable being naked. Me and my partner go to a nudist spa. Well, actually, it's more of a swingers spa, but we don't really swing unless it's with other girls. And I have no issue getting naked there. But being naked on camera, with clothes on, not actually naked, but just being me, or can't do that, that's scary. But I can get my fucking todger out in front of other guys and girls. It's very weird. My mind is very fucking weird. Anyway, I'm not going to apologise for boring you. If you've listened this far, that's on you. You're not getting your money back. One, you didn't pay for this, it's free. And two, I have to get better at just allowing it. It is what it is. So there you go. That's where we find ourselves at the moment. I'm walking around talking about onions being up my arse. And you're listening. Weirdo.